What's up with the YouTube? It's your boy A Pain brings the pain, aka Mr. I ain't buying you no drink. And this gonna be a disturbing video today for me. Cause there's these Nickelodeon conspiracy theories, bro. And if you know about those type of things, it's a bad plot to something that's good. And they didn't ruin most of our childhood for the past couple years, and now they done did it with this, bro. But before we get into the video, man, drop the intro.
Thought I wasn't gonna come back like I run this, I invent the lane. My pockets was thin, look, then I got my weight up and I switched my name. Look, that hoe tried to play me, spilled my heart, she made me wait in vain. Like you ain't see potential.
Now that we done got the intro out of the way, let's get into the video.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video, and we're going over 7 more conspiracy theories in cartoon shows, and let's get straight on the list with number 7, Doug. Doug was a show about a 12-year-old boy trying to adapt his new home in Bluffington, making new friends and going on adventures with his new pal Skeeter, his dog Porkchop, and his also dreamy love interest, Patty Mayonnaise. There's a theory within the show's inner realms that states that Doug's neighbor, Mr. Dink, was a wise pedophile whose main target was Doug, knowing he was being preyed upon.
What? Bruh, like, really? That's wild. But I don't know. But let's get into it.
Doug took the LSD that was lying in his sister's room, Judy, as a coping mechanism. If there's any proof suggesting that this is true, it is that, number 1, Mr. Dink is always inviting Doug into his house to show him some very expensive high-tech gadgets. Even in the first episode, when the two first meet, Mr. Dink pressures Doug into coming over to watch a video. If this isn't sketchy enough, there's also a part in the show where Mr. Dink offers Doug a chance to work in his heavily robotically secured shed. Mr. Dink doesn't have any children with his wife, yet he's the leader of Doug's Bluff Scout troop. Remember that episode where Doug, Skeeter, and Mr. Dink get lost while canoeing? Dink tells the two boys he's gonna go search for the camp. Doug and Skeeter eventually go find him, and they find him butt naked in a tree, claiming to have lost his pants. Number 6, the Fairly Odd Parents. Behind the wands and wings and floaty crowny things lies a deep and dark secret. The show that brought us uplifting characters such as Chip Skylark and Tootie ironically contained the most depressed person ever as its main protagonist. Another show that is weird enough, even without the theories that surround it, is the Fairly Odd Parents that could be covering up a very sad fact. According to theories amongst the show's fanbase, Cosmo and Wanda really just act as metaphors for Zoloft and Prozac. Whether Cosmo is Zoloft or Wanda is Prozac is really up to the audience to decide. This theory begins to make sense after realizing the two fairy godparents generally tend to only show up when Timmy is in utter distress. According to the rulebook, aka Drug Facts, these two are only going to be around until Timmy doesn't need them anymore, and there are several consequences for misusing their quote-unquote magic. Number 5, the wild...
That would make sense. That really would. But who knows?
Thornberries. I know, the character of Donnie might seem like a dead giveaway, however, most of the Thornberry family is on drugs. Remember that spell which allows Eliza to talk to animals, or so she thinks? That's supposedly cast by a witch. Much like the character of Doug, she is believed to actually have taken a hit of acid provided by a drug dealer. That's what this theory suggests anyways. Eliza's father, Nigel, the dude with the big nose, is actually on crack, leading to his ever-energetic and extra-positive personality. Meanwhile, Debbie was on coke. She was always on the edge, eating whatever she saw and remaining completely skinny, complaining and never wanting to be bothered. The mom smoked weed to maintain a substantial, seemingly sane life, and Donnie, well, we're still working to find out what he was on. Number 4, Danny Phantom.
That is wild. And I used to love that cartoon, but who would have known that, bro? Like I said, bro, they made my childhood bad, bro.
This popular television show was put to close after a common theory spreaded behind Danny Phantom is that he's actually in a coma throughout the entire series, and that the ghost version of him was who he wished he could be in real life. Apparently, the ghostly character got injured when he went in his parents' ghost machine, which caused him to fall into a deep coma. The theory doesn't have that much more evidence than that, but other people believe that Danny Phantom is actually just an older version of Timmy Turner. This theory makes sense after realizing that his ghost form was what he wished he could be. The guy was clearly depressed as hell. Number 3, Drake and Josh. Crazy Steve's younger sister Carly died at a young age. And after she did, he realized that Megan Parker looked a lot like Carly. Then Crazy Steve proceeded to murder her brothers Drake and Josh, and he took her to Seattle so they could start over, changing his name to Spencer to hide from the cops. Crazy Steve's parents were never really in the picture, so there wasn't much worry about that. Carly's childhood friend Sam, who wasn't ever told that Carly had passed away, mistook Megan for Carly. Eventually, Crazy Steve's father found out about what was going on, and he eventually rescued Megan from his crazy son. That is just an insane theory about Drake and Josh, and it kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think it makes sense in the comments below. Number 2, All That's Good Burger. How did Kurt, the owner of Mondo Burger, find all the flashy robotics, the opening night ceremony, and everything else that made it seem so sexy? According to the theory, Kurt was the son of some rich pharmaceutical businessman, which explains Kurt's cheap and easy access to the illegal drug chemical triamphethol. Kurt's been given everything he ever wanted. His father had ties to the mafia, who constantly helped out with his business issues, also taking cuts to the profit along the way. Demented Hills, the insane asylum where Keenan and Kel were sent to, was run by mafia enforcers to keep the people who knew their evil plans. At the end of the film, when Kurt is shoved into the police car, he shouts, "Do you know where my father is?" Why do you guys think he shouted that? And number 1, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Because Big Pete's main focus was longing for the days of the free-spirited childhood he never had, his mental sanity broke down and he developed schizophrenia. He began to hallucinate and imagine a little brother that he never had, who went by the name of Little Pete. If this sounds a little bit too familiar, yes, Little Pete can be compared by Tyler Durden in Fight Club. He was more or less just a figment of Big Pete's imagination. By the way, the strongman Artie also wasn't real. It is claimed that the friendship between Little Pete and Artie is so strong because they're both considered the main hallucinations. And that is it for the video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. If you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Valenplana, and I'll see you all later.
Bruh. Nah, that was wild, bro. It really goes to show that we didn't pay too much attention to what was going on in these cartoons or shows, but it is disturbing. That's crazy. But they got more of this. Like, they got more, like a whole lot more going on. And we gonna be getting into these little conspiracy theories, man. But that's it for this one, man. And like the video, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one, Pain Gang.
Who that breed, that envy got you throwing shots, but it don't graze me. I be using hate for motivation when these niggas lazy, but let me switch it, I'm chasing. I be putting this